Thank you, Renato. Hungary will have to play 2 matches behind closed doors after receiving a stadium ban from FIFA following a case of racial abuse towards England's players during a recent World Cup qualifier. Now, as Jordan Fort reports, it's just the latest installment of world football having to deal with the issue of racism.
On Tuesday, FIFA handed down a 2-match ban for fans in Hungary after they made racist chants at England's players in a World Cup qualifier in September. Football's global governing body also fined the Hungarian Football Federation £158,000 for the offence. In handing down the sanction, FIFA said it remained, quote, firm and resolute in rejecting any form of racism and violence, as well as any other form of discrimination or abuse, end quote. But in exploring the issue earlier this month with Professor of Political and Social Psychology at the University of the West Indies, Christopher Charles, TVJ Sports learned that there could be political and other factors which inform FIFA's decision-making as it relates to racism. Hungary's most recent ban is effectively only a 1-match sanction in the initial stage, as 1 match in the 2-game sanction is suspended for 2 years. Whether FIFA considered that this was Hungary's second such offence in the space of a few months is unclear. The Hungarians were given a 3-match stadium ban by UEFA and fined €85,000 for discriminatory behaviour during Euro 2020 in the summer. That sanction didn't apply for England's visit, as the World Cup qualifier was a FIFA game rather than being under the control of UEFA, who didn't ask for the punishment to be transferred. Reports suggest that Jamaican-born Raheem Sterling and Jude Bellingham, both black players, were the targets of racist abuse. Objects were visibly seen being thrown from the stands at England players after they scored in the 4-0 win. Head of development for UK-based anti-discriminatory group Kick It Out, Troy Townsend, made his feelings known about the sanctions against Hungary in a tweet, saying, quote, "What does zero-tolerance approach even mean? Words that read good in print, but we'll never actually adhere to them. Anyway, we have our own problems and don't even go this far with punishments, so best leave alone," end quote. The issue extends to the taking of the knee, which has become commonplace before matches in Europe. England's players were booed when they did the gesture before the match against Hungary, but not all players feel the gesture is making a tangible difference. Professor Charles said it was akin to symbolic manipulation, a gesture which was initially meant as a means of protest which unifies a disadvantaged group but doesn't create tangible change. Some players, most notably Crystal Palace attacker Wilfried Zaha, have refused to do the gesture because of this reason, and in the latest sign that players are losing faith in it, Chelsea defender Marcos Alonso says he will no longer be kneeling before matches for similar reasons. Jordan Fort, TVJ Sports.
Thank you, Jordan. Let's take another break on Primetime Sports Tuesday. Stay with us, though. When we come back, we have got cricket, racing, and netball in the next segment.